We just want to make the world dance. Forget about the price tags. It ain't about the blank. Change, make the world.
Man, I'm lost on that one.
That's
I know it.
I know it from Pitch Perfect,
but I don't know it.
And then the Savannah Bananas. They did it when they were in Miami.
Bananas, dude.
They did it when they were in Miami.
I wanted to go to their game, but I completely forgot what it was.
If they've never done Bananas in Pajamas, that's really.
I'm sure they have.
It's really like.
If they haven't done like a game,
they're coming down
pajamas,
where they come down the
stairs.
Where they come down the stadium stairs leading to the field, just like bananas in pajamas,
coming down the stairs. Bananas in pajamas, we're coming down in pairs. Hell yeah.
If you want to talk about like what we need a remix for, like the bananas.
The remix you never knew you needed was the
remix. Yeah, dude. Oh, I used to have an air horn on here.
Let's get them grippers up.
Them grippers, yeah. Get them up for the show. We're starting.
I got socks on my grippers.
Do we have an air horn?
With my big toe. Bam, bam, bam. We have one on the stream deck that I haven't done in a long time.
Hey, that might be.
I need a mic and a camera.
Oh, you know what? I saw a mic and I was like, I'm going to send this to Trey. This might be easier to hook up, and it does stuff, and it takes less time to. I can
play backyard baseball. There's been
You should totally play backyard baseball.
There has been a resurgence thanks to Jason Kelsey.
One of our friends. I went over to his house, and that was like the only like video game they had was backyard baseball. Yeah. You didn't have to say
it. Was the Joneses.
But now we got to like wiki.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of people. There's a lot.
We're just trying to keep up with the Joneses.
There's a lot of people with that last name.
It's kind of like the Smiths, and the Washingtons. You don't know many people with my last name, and it's weird when I've met people and they're like, "Oh, I used to know someone with your last name." I'm like, "Where? Like, who are they?"
There's a teacher at Virginia Tech.
See, boom.
It was G and then my last name, and I was like,
there was a professor at Florida State that had our last name.
I was like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. There was one at Virginia Tech too. And
with
I was
our
like,
last name?
Yeah, and I was like, Dad.
Yeah, it's like, wait a minute.
And his first initial was G, and I was like, Dad? Did you follow me?
Wiki, what?
He's like, guess what, son? Today's first lesson.
Pain.
Yes.
Oh, man. Welcome back to another episode of Nostalgialand. Thank you for joining us. If this is your first time here, I'm Matt.
I'm Trey.
And I'm Tyler.
We talk about everything from the 80s, 90s, and today, what was that radio station again?
Magic
102. No, 7. But that's not that's not the one that.
What is it?
The best of it.
Was the burp, burp,
was it?
burp.
Yeah. Was that like Cool 107 FM or something like that?
It's one of those. But anyway, so we talk about everything from movies, video games, and
mostly movies.
TV shows. Mostly movies, though. That's our focus. That's our brand right now, is mostly movies.
We are down to do TV shows. We just need to plan better.
I did have somebody who said, I was looking through our YouTube comments, and they were like, oh, you know what? I just missed it, but it was a while back. This was like in January. When we first started recording in our new studio location, but
in the playroom,
was Salute Your Shorts. They wanted to Salute Your Shorts.
Okay.
Episodes, and I just missed it. So
okay.
Now probably.
Yeah, we got to plan.
We'll plan it maybe for January.
Series
February.
take a lot of prep work.
They do, and there's a couple I really wanted to like watch with you guys. Like every time I started the show, I always made the people watch Street Sharks, the first episode of Street Sharks, which is terrible.
Yeah.
Mighty Max, which is another great. Like that's way under the rug. Like people you used to dig out from under your bed and be like, holy shit, I forgot about this.
Biker Mice from Mars.
Biker Mice from Mars. SWAT Cats is kind of middle of underneath the bed, but SWAT Cats is definitely up there. They had a hardcore intro song. I'm going to find it and put it on here.
SWAT Cats is awesome.
You know, it's a hardcore intro song. Bluey. That song slaps.
Are you in Bluey mode?
She
now?
likes that song. She doesn't. Mom.
Yeah.
The show moves a little slow for her because if it's not like, it has to be like Elmo, like.
Yeah.
I told you, man. They've got it down to a science.
Yeah.
They know the time.
They do. Yeah. There's a lot. There's actually then counter YouTube videos that are like, make your kid watch this after if you let them watch more than like 30 minutes of Cocomelon or something like that, because it's like Cocomelon, the cuts in it are so like it's like now like it's every 6 seconds. They're like, this actually drives your kid insane, and so then you get them to like watch like it's like a flower wilting and it stays on it for like 15 seconds, and apparently like it's this weird
like
ratio.
Calms your brain back down.
Brings the brain back into.
Oh, she likes like
singular.
Like the old PBS ones that they used to just like show you an animal. It was like somebody talking about the animal. Because as long as whatever's on the screen is moving.
Yeah, that's her game.
You should show Blue Planet, Seas of Life with David Attenborough. Ooh. Dude, one of the greatest documentaries ever made.
March of the Penguin.
Dude, when he does the bait ball. Have you ever seen that?
No.
It's a what ball?
It's a ball of fish, and it's a bait ball, and like so like these little predator fish come, or I mean, they might even be like marlin or something, but there's like they start attacking it, and then like these sharks show up, and then these dolphins show up, and like all these fish are attacking this bait ball, and then right at the end a fucking blue whale comes from underneath and just like bam, and it's like all there, and there's people there filming. It's incredible. It is the coolest crap.
I love that documentary, but like I remember the one fact that I was like, what? Because it's Richard Attenborough.
It's the size of the blue whale's penis.
No, not that. But also a little disappointed. I was like, that's not that big. No.
It's only 14 feet.
I thought the Rocky Mountains would be rockier than
Yeah,
this.
John Denver's full of shit.
Full of shit, man.
But Attenborough goes, and here's the albatross. It's 6 feet tall and 7 feet wide. And I went, what fucking giant dinosaur chicken is he talking about? I was like, there's no way that bird is that big. He's like, it spends 3 years in the air. And
Just
I'm like,
floating.
there's no way.
Yeah.
Absolutely no way. You Google it, and there's like a person sitting next to like a cartoon version of a bird that's just massive. Like
It's bigger than Danny DeVito.
It's bigger than Danny DeVito. It could take Danny DeVito for a ride around the planet.
It could.
For a year straight and never land.
Yeah.
Like that's albatross.
It's crazy how they can do that.
I
With
love how like his weight,
like-
you cut it by a third. You're like, you're fine for a year with David.
well, he's got to get off sometimes. He's got to eat.
yeah, Danny's got to drink. And
Danny's
eat.
got to
No, bring a picnic basket.
You know, every time you take a sip of water, you reset the clock for 70 hours.
Oh, God.
Real quick, before we continue,
Yeah.
got to say happy birthday to the Queen of the Grippers.
Gripper Queen.
We'll just leave it
You
at that.
know who
She
you
knows
are.
she knows who she is. I don't want to blow up your spot on the show for all of our dozens and dozen of listeners.
Yeah.
But we thank you for listening, and you're the best. Hope we get to celebrate.
I really appreciate it. Yeah. Oh, sorry. My wife was texting me. She was trying to use my work computer at home. And she's like, what's your password? I'm like, you know my password. But then she's like, I can't keep track of the hundreds of computers you have laying around the house. And yeah, I do. I got a lot.
Send me a picture of what computer it is.
Yeah, just tell me where it is, its location. But yeah, so we'll set up your OnlyFeed account and
Feet Finder, baby. Feet Finder.
Feed Finder, and share that password out for our premium members. That's for the premiums.
That's the Patreon members.
TraceGrippers.com. I was talking about your wife. She's okay with that.
We had to operate on some dude the other day, and he had toe thumbs. You ever seen that?
yeah.
People have a thumb that looks like they have a big toe, like attached to
Like
their
Megan
thumb.
Fox.
Like hammer thumb.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's basically what it is.
Okay, yeah. My grandpa actually had hammer thumb, and so
Toe thumbs.
yeah,
They look like toes.
They look like toes.
My daughter came out, and her little toes, her big toes, like are kind of short. They're a little squat, and they turn in like into the toe. And both
the
my
foot?
wife into the foot, sorry, into the other toes, like
Into the booger.
They're just snuggling. They're like, hey, I just want to be closer. But my wife and I were like, where did those come from? And we kept talking, and finally, when I reconnected with my biological family, they're like, oh yeah, those are grandpa's. I was like, oh cool, all right.
That's
sick.
interesting, man.
Yeah, man, it's
That's
crazy.
really interesting.
All right, well, welcome back, and thank you for joining us again for our rants and rhymes and rhythms and songs. I was gonna rap some more there, but that felt like enough.
It's good, yeah.
I go to my special place on my ADHD brain, and it's just got a lot of things on the wall. Anywho, thank you for joining us today. We're talking about, I think, one of the best movies of the 90s, and I'm afraid that I just misquoted that it's in the 90s. It is 90, right? It's in 1990?
Which one are we doing?
Homeward Bound.
Yeah,
Okay,
I was
yeah.
going to say,
Homeward
because you
Bound,
said the
baby.
90s, I'm like, we're doing Homeward Bound.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Because our next week's episode is
It's on the cusp.
solidly in
Yes.
the 80s, especially in the style of what it is.
Yeah,
but,
it's fantastic.
man, dude,
That's from later.
Homeward Bound 93, The Incredible
Yeah.
Journey, which I didn't realize was a remake of The Incredible Journey. From like the 60s or 70s that like my dad grew up with.
Thank
My
God
dad
they
was, like-
remade it.
Yeah, really. I watched the beginning of it, and it feels like it honestly felt like the beginning of The Shining because of the way it starts. There's this guy in the woods, and I was like, "Where's this movie going?" Exactly. But yeah, man, Homeward Bound, and then they made a sequel. I don't know if you guys have watched that Homeward
Lost
Bound
in San
too.
Francisco.
Yeah, Lost in San Francisco, dude.
Francisco,
For
dude.
sure we did. We watched those movies
Yes.
a ton.
These are some great movies.
That's where they meet all the strays.
Yeah, and they're like, here's the cool one. Here's the bad bitch. They're dogs. We can say that.
Yeah.
Here's the bad bitch.
We would say it anyway, but yeah, we can say
But
it.
we can.
So might as well.
There's legal permission now.
It could be on PBS.
That's right.
Let's not push
It could be Richard Attenborough.
That's,
just be
that's
like,
brought to you by
"And
viewers
here-
like you.
Here's the bad bitch in the corner. Doing it. Sorry. But Michael J. Fox, Sally Field, and the great Don Ameche
as
voicing Shadow.
Okay.
Please, let's get started on it. Yeah.
Since you brought it up, I love all the voices. Michael J. Fox crushes as Chance. His voice fits perfectly with Chance. His lines are delivered so well.
Mm-hmm.
He captures the moment. And Sally Field, same thing. Don Ameche, his voice is perfect. The lines miss a lot now that I'm
Really?
an older guy watching it.
Maybe it's like Shadow's like getting senile.
Well, he's so old. I think that's really what it is. And it doesn't like take away from the movie. Like I still love the movie. It's a wonderful movie.
It doesn't break your immersion.
Exactly. But like when I was trying to be critical of him, I'm like, yeah, his voice is perfect, but some of these lines are so strangely it's like he wasn't made for being in the booth doing voiceover. He was made to be on screen using his wonderful, amazing voice. And being one of the brothers,
Right.
Mortimer, we're back. Mortimer from Trading Places.
Yeah,
for those
yeah.
who haven't
Oh,
listened to
man.
our full catalog of shows.
Go back. That was last year's Christmas time, man.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
was a great series.
Fantastic
Yeah.
movie.
So the next this month of November, it's always weird with Thanksgiving movies. There are Thanksgiving films like this one specifically. Actually, I believe is Thanksgiving because it's not Christmas. Certainly, like the way they come in.
Right, and the reason
It's
that
in the
I
fall.
suggested
yes,
it was because it ends in the fall.
yes,
Like
exactly.
everything starts very green, and then by the time you get to the end of the movie, the leaves have obviously fallen. They're changed colors, or the ground is covered.
Everyone's
So-
in those like classic
It's like a
sweaters,
2-week
dude.
window.
Right.
Like that happens real fast.
Well, I mean, once the leaves start changing, they're changing.
Oh, it's gone. Yeah, I didn't live.
Leaves they are changed.
That's right.
But Don Ameche, man, his whole like him as Shadow, and yeah, I kind of get what you're saying about the writing because yeah, I did hear some lines that were a little off, but like for example, in the beginning when he's playing basketball with Peter,
Yeah.
and he's doing that, it's still that soft, gentle voice of I'm gonna get it,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get it. No, come on, boy, I'm gonna get it.
That's what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. It's the choices at times of maybe like have him recorded a bunch of different ways and use the best one.
Yes,
It's like they just like he did it and they took it. You're right there. That's what it is. You know?
Is this
Yeah.
the second like personification animal movie we've done like with voices? And you
Where
know what
dogs
they,
playing basketball?
Yeah, but you know what they both have?
Dead dads.
Dad.
Did they say that the dad is dead?
Is he
Yeah.
dead?
Yeah.
Oh man,
When
I
did they
missed
say
that.
the dad
They
is
talk
dead?
about him passing away.
Just a little.
Oh man, I missed that.
One passing
That's
line,
incredible.
dude.
I watched it so many times and missed it.
Which I think is why they don't like mind the whole marriage. Like you think like Peter like would hate this dude. And
Well,
he does.
Peter's a bitch, bro.
Wet noodle.
Peter is a bitch. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
he
first
is.
of all,
He is our wet noodle. That's for sure.
First of all, playing basketball on the grass.
and why does
Right.
the ball bounce so high?
It does. What's
why?
underneath this grass?
Yeah. Do you guys have AstroTurf in your backyard?
Yeah,
What's
someone just
going
got
on?
maybe the dad died before he taught him how to mow the lawn.
I
and
guess.
now they just
Either
took
that
over
or
the
he
court.
died stamping the ground down so that they could play basketball on the grass.
That's where they buried him to make sure he's not coming out.
They're playing basketball on his grave. Wow, I thought I took this show to dark places.
I had a lot of caffeine today. What
Fair
can I
enough.
say?
Fair enough.
I
Hey, I'm with you.
took a nap and had caffeine.
I'm
Yeah.
rocking and rolling.
Oh yeah, the basketball with the top of dead dad's grave.
Oh, I didn't say that.
You didn't hear?
No.
Sorry, yeah, I was wondering. I was like, Trace me awfully
I
quiet.
got a text from work and I had to check it.
Anyway, so the movie opens up and it's a great opening because it's just
It's their first joke. You think it's like this guy that just got out of prison.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he says that all the underwear I could eat. You're like,
yeah.
wait, what?
Hold on.
Do what now?
What
I see why
prison?
you went to prison.
Yeah. Are they coming back for you? Because I don't think they should have let you out.
Yeah,
They
it's
just-
Michael
yeah.
J. Fox has Chance.
Yeah, and he's
The
so
American Bulldog.
he's just loving it because he's like, this is his first home. This is his first like real place that he's been or something like that. And he got out of jail. He got out of the
He got out of the
pound.
bad place.
Yeah.
That's the big part is he's so happy to be out of the pound because he was a stray going from place to place scrounging for food, and then he did go live the pound life, and he still hasn't accepted
He doesn't
where
care
he
about.
is,
He doesn't care about the people.
but he enjoys ripping their house to shreds and eating their clothing and
God, dude, yeah.
being a menace.
Yeah, some of the scenes I was like, oh Lord, like no, who's not watching these dogs,
Right.
like, dude?
Who's
Like,
letting this dog roam free in the house when
Yes.
he's doing this?
But Michael J. Fox does his great things where he's ripping into this and he's like, swallowed a button.
Yeah.
He just
That's what I'm saying.
Fantastic voice
That's what I'm
acting.
saying.
Man.
I saw like some articles and stuff, and that's what they talked about how perfectly Michael J. Fox delivers the character of Chance, their whole movie. Sally Field does a fantastic job, and it still doesn't touch Michael J. Fox's Chance.
Sally Fields as a cat was
Perfect.
Perfect. Yes, casting. It's like you hear her talk and the way she. What's so funny is like they created these jokes and they're just filming cats and dogs on a set. And you're like, okay, how many shots, how many takes, how many hours do we have of just filming this golden retriever or this what's she
American Bulldog or the
American
Himalayan.
Bulldog and
The Himalayan
yeah.
cat.
Just reacting to stuff and everything, but it works so well because the jokes make sense when the way they look and they're like dumb dog and stuff like that. And Sally Field cracking jokes on her, but
Little fun fact:
yeah,
they used 4 dogs for Shadow,
what?
4 dogs for Chance, and 10 cats.
Just shows you how much more difficult it is to film.
because you know
Cat.
why?
This one's not working.
Cats are assholes.
Cats are smug. All cats can talk. Most cats won't talk because they're smug.
Yeah. There was a study actually that somebody they came out with it. They're like they found out, oh yeah, your cat actually understands like 11,000 words or something like in the English or in whatever language. And it's like they just choose to ignore you.
Seriously, cats are dicks,
So
and they
funny.
know it. And
Your
they know
dog
it.
understands like 10. And
Yeah.
he's like, I know that
He's
one.
like, where are we going? What are we doing today?
Unless
What
you have
else?
a really smart dog.
Yeah. Then hopefully
He's like,
11.
sit, got it. Our dog is like, paw, got it. Other paw, got that too.
Yeah.
Wow, that's the smartest dog we've ever had.
But it opens up on their wedding, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there it's oh man, his name just flew out because he's in Airplane. And that's what his name is.
Oh, the dad.
The dad who's marrying into this family is Ted from Robert Hayes. Sorry, plays Bob Seaver, but he's Robert Hayes for me is Airplane.
Yeah.
In Airplane 2, where he's like, this is 4 engines. It's an entirely type of flying altogether. And then they repeat, it's an entirely different type of. Do you get the joke? I didn't get that joke until someone pointed it out to me
Altogether.
where they're like all together, and it's like, oh okay, say it together. I get it. I was like, oh, that movie's so much funnier when you have someone intelligent sitting with you watching it. Dude,
Pause. Here's how the joke works.
well, how did that work? What was the joke there?
Why am I supposed to laugh?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, excellent.
Excellent. Awesome. You're right. That was funny.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, sorry. So he's marrying into this family, and it's 3 kids, 2 boys, 1 girl, and the mom. And I never understood exactly what he is, but he's a professor.
Yeah.
What like is it? Just
They don't really explain it.
yeah. And
But he
he's-
has to go to San Francisco for work.
That's what that was my question. And I
For a
was like,
short time.
Yeah, 6 months or
Semester?
like 3 months,
Like a semester, probably?
And that's the whole catalyst that's driving that. They're like, we can't take the dogs with us because they're renting a house in San Francisco.
Yeah,
and
they're gonna
San
be
Yeah,
living
which is
in
probably
very-
the size of this room. So to have
Yeah.
to have both of them, 3 kids, and 2 dogs and a cat would be a little
Yeah,
much.
and it's $3,000 a month in 1990, dude.
Right.
He's
and then
making,
an extra $500 for animals.
he's a professor, dude. He's like, I make a mean 35 a year. Don't you
Before
talk
tax.
to me? Yeah, before taxes. Don't you talk to me about budget? No. I know where to place dogs. It's down country.
Yeah.
Down country.
He actually put him on a farm. Not like when you tell your
Not
kids
like when
that the dog
Meemaw
went to
ran
go.
away.
Yeah. Meemaw.
That's from,
Your grandma ran
well,
away?
That's from that's the old Jeff Foxworthy bit where he's like, we never had we never went to the vet. Our pets ran away.
Yeah.
I had a goldfish who ran away. And then he's like, one of these days I'm going to sit my children down and be like, kids, Meemaw has run away.
That actually happened. Sorry. You just reminded me. In their very late years, they were living in an assisted living, and they both had really bad Alzheimer's.
Oh, they got lost?
And no, it's just when the seasons
You just
changed.
walk off.
Yeah, when the seasons changed, they would usually come down to their house here in Florida, all the way from Missouri. So Grandpa saw the leaves changing.
Get in the car.
And he grabbed Grandma and just started wandering out. And they were gone for like 6 hours before someone finally found them.
That's crazy.
I was like, what security? Are we like, don't we have bands or something? Like to be like,
Now.
they can't go on all the rides. But like,
Now you just
wristbands
you
to be
slip
like,
an iPhone or put an iWatch on them, and
Yeah.
you're like, well, maybe Grandma's gone.
Well, my
Grandma's gone.
people at work.
Find her.
People
I
at
mean,
work,
it's funny, but it's not funny.
It's sad and
my
funny
my
too, I
my
know.
boss's father had dementia, and like him and his wife lived together, and she was still capable until she passed, until they both did. But he would just go for a walk,
Yeah.
and then he's just gone, and he doesn't know where he is.
Oh no.
And it's like, oh Jesus, we
Yeah.
got to go find Grandpa. Like, this is terrifying, you know?
Yeah, it's both terrifying and then also like I've seen and heard stories from other family members out in the Midwest where they'll be like, yeah, and that's Meemaw. She's got real dementia, and Meemaw will lean over and be like, no, I don't. I just can't stand these people. And you're like, where does she go? It's just like, well,
casino.
every year, every couple of weeks, she wanders off to some bar, and then the bartender there knows and calls us and tells us she's here having her Mai Tai. And be like, Grandma just sounds like she just wants to get out of the house.
Grandma just sounds like an alcoholic.
Grandma's trying to find Epcot.
Oh man, if I get old, that's probably where I'll retire is Orlando, just for the fun of having the parks.
You can get an after 4 annual pass to Epcot,
Yeah,
where they only let you in after 4.
I'm down.
But it's like it's like a tenth of the price of the regular one.
yeah. Oh, it's crazy cheap.
Yeah, then you're just playing beat the clock.
Yeah.
Okay, I got 5 hours.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's do this.
And guess what? I come back tomorrow and do the same thing.
Damn it.
Yeah. Oh, I missed it.
Fail. That route didn't work.
Yeah. I thought of my retirement and been like, it would be fun to be like a greeter or someone in Disney World, like one of those cute old people who are just like, oh, like, hi, princess, like, what's your name? And like, right, will you sign my book? Have you seen that guy who works at Magic Kingdom?
I don't think that guy really exists.
No, he
You
does.
signed my book.
I think you just have gone on days when there's a crazy old
There's
man.
a crazy old man at the front. He doesn't work there.
You know, when Joe Biden was there.
Listen, tell me what.
Folks,
Here's the deal.
It's like, come here.
Get the,
Your child smells wonderful.
we're going down the trail that no one wants to follow. Anywho, back to the dog movie. So
don't forget the cat.
yeah, and the cat. So their big idea is like San Francisco apartment's too small. We're gonna go take them to a farm.
Yeah, her
up
mom's
north.
The mom's friend from college owns a ranch, and like it's got to be like Colorado or Utah.
I
Like,
think
they
they're-
got to be somewhere.
They gotta be closer.
California,
Yeah.
isn't it? Like
Oh.
she's in like the Gold Valley or something.
Okay.
I don't know.
'Cause
That's my assumption.
Yeah,
California.
everything's being assumed because they come from.
Yes.
A land down under.
They're not that. They can't be that far from their house, their
Right.
original house,
Yeah.
and they don't really say where they're coming from or going to. The only place you know is San Francisco.
It seems to be within like a commutable distance to San Francisco. Like
It's like just far enough that they can't go every weekend
right.
to see the pets.
So I would say at least that's 4 hours, maybe
At
5.
least.
Yeah.
I'd say about that.
Because if you're telling me, oh, I got to go up there again, like, no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
They're gonna
Hell
remember
no.
the 1
Hell
hour.
no.
Hell no,
Yeah.
I ain't doing that.
Dude, I'm already paying for this apartment and
You know how much gas is.
gas. I got.
Lord,
Nah,
dude.
come on
Yeah,
now.
I'm not
Come
doing
on.
that. Not doing
I
that.
got
for
to
the
grade
golden.
papers.
It is strange that they're taking them to stay with this woman who's leaving for part of the time.
Yeah, I was like, hey, bud, we need to talk about like responsibility and roles. Like, she's got a cattle drive she's got to get to,
Yeah.
and she's leaving them then changing hands over to like some guy named Bob, I think it was.
Yeah,
or
her
something.
neighbor.
Yeah, and it's a great setup in my opinion. So they get there, Chance is going nuts. He's chasing everything.
He thinks
It's
he's
hilarious.
in Kentucky because he's got the chickens.
That was great. Just like chickens.
No, it's Birdzilla.
Yes.
Later on.
Birdzilla returns.
Later on, yeah.
And poor Shadow, like he's just depressed.
He doesn't get it.
Yeah.
Like,
he's like, this is the farm everyone told me about with the Tangos. Like,
It's very funny that he's the smart one,
Yeah.
and he also is so smart that he's stupid.
yes,
And
too smart.
He's too smart for his own good.
something's wrong.
The Chance is just like, whatever, we live here now.
This is life. He's like,
Grab a shoe.
he says, yes.
Because he's eating an old shoe,
He's walking
an
around.
old
He's
boot.
like, hey, Shadow, you gotta go check out this bird over here. This thing like something got ran over like with a tire or
Yeah.
something. Like,
Yeah, he goes into the chicken coop,
Yeah.
and for some reason there's one turkey.
Yeah,
One
there's
big
a
turkey.
Yeah, not just a turkey. That's like, hey, we're selling this thing to the highest
Dude,
bidder.
those
Big ass-
turkeys are big ass birds.
that might actually be the Thanksgiving turkey that my aunt
They
would
eat
buy
it.
a live turkey
Maybe.
and then
I
would
thought-
butcher it. Yeah,
I thought you meant at the end of the movie because they're eating turkey.
That's it. That's the one they brought,
They
yeah.
killed Birdzilla.
I bet they did.
that's a great idea.
I bet they did.
Oh my gosh, that's full circle. They bought
Yeah.
the turkey from her farm and they murdered it.
Yeah, someone's turkey's got to come from somewhere.
It's got to come from somewhere. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, it's delicious.
Yeah, so you're right. You're right, absolutely right. Because Shadow, the whole time he's like, "Calm down, Pop.
Yeah.
I'll get in. You gotta be a better person." Thing. Yeah, I feel like Don Ameche got a little whiskey. Little whiskey. To soothe the throat. I imagined him in full like his IMDb profile picture suggests.
He looks like a Frank Sinatra like backup
yes.
big band member.
Yes, exactly. But like I imagined him in the recording booth in this garb. I'll show the picture to the camera for all of us. In this,
Yes.
smoking a cigarette, drinking a small amount of whiskey.
Like a batch
And the
bourbon.
cigarettes in one of those like long
Yeah,
black
the
things.
Cruella
Yeah.
de Vil things.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's just Peter.
No, there's
Peter.
two of them like Captain Hook.
Just
Exactly.
twisting it,
Exactly.
twisting it around like rotisserie cigarettes. Just going around. But he's in that booth, man, and like you said, so he's got these great lines. The whole time he's telling Chance, he's like, "Calm down, like you're gonna love this boy.
You
Like,
need to learn to be a dog.
Yes, to be a man's
He's
best
teaching.
friend.
Yeah, he's basically like teaching him like to be a good person, but to be a dog.
Yes, but how to be a dog?
Like
and-
to know your place.
Yeah, you gotta know it. Then big drag. they gotta take out the jingle of the ice.
The lady leaves to go on this horse cattle drive,
Right. Yeah.
and
She writes a note.
sort of.
Well, she writes a note, and then
She writes a note.
it never
like,
explains the note because she writes this note, and then part of it flies and falls on the floor.
so that guy didn't look for another piece of it.
Well, but then like the guy comes in, and when he reads it, it says, "Gone on the cattle drive, whatever. The dog was really missing home, so I took him."
Yeah.
And it's like you took him, and the
it?
guy even says like you took him.
Can't
Took him
take
where?
Cat on a cattle
Took a
drive?
cat on a drive? Like
Cattle drive?
what?
And that's by Jean Smart, and her name is Kate in this.
Oh, I love her, that actress.
She,
What is she-
is hilarious.
What is
She's-
she like most memorable from? Then?
Well, she was a mom in Garden State. She walks in to Natalie Portman and is like,
I'll
"Hey, one of
find
your
it.
hamsters died." It's like she's like literally
But she was on a TV show.
flicking this
Yeah.
thing around. She was on Frasier for a while.
maybe
yeah, before
maybe
that.
that's it.
Yeah, keep going. You can tell us which one.
Don't worry,
remember.
you guys keep going. I'll
Anyways,
figure it out.
Yeah, so it's funny how because we had a golden retriever growing up, and this thing was decently smart.
Princess
Actually, no. Before that, Ginger.
Ginger.
We had one named Ginger, but the thing like you don't know about, and I thought that was accurate to this movie, is golden retrievers are like escape artists. They will just leave and find a way out, and then they get like some of our senior citizens, they get a distance and they kind of forget where they are, and they just keep going because they're like, oh, I'm a golden retriever. I'm just going to hang out with whoever comes by. And so one time after a really bad storm here, we were in Orlando. There was a tropical storm. We had someone watching the dogs, and she was on our patio, on our covered patio, and she ate through the wooden slats on our covered patio next to our pool, and chewed and clawed through the screen to get away because there was a thunderstorm. and she was
There was
gone.
a thunder.
We called everyone. We looked everywhere and couldn't find her. It was then like 6 years later, someone in the Redlands called us and was like, "Hey, we found your dog." And we're like, "Princess, our new dog that was out in the backyard and like played with the kids." And we're like, and they were like, no, this one's called Ginger. And we're like, oh my God, like this thing was on the road for 6 years.
That's insane.
Or it got, it did a Homeward Bound, but we didn't take it back. We said,
we got a new dog.
We just said, hey,
You guys want
it's
it?
okay, yeah.
You guys can keep it.
Well, yeah, because the guy was like, well, we wanted to ask you how much because we love that she's an older dog and my kids love him and she just is a perfect match for our family and we have 3 acres down here and we're like, okay, great.
Yeah.
Oh, looks like you're the science guy now.
She was kind of dead to us.
Yeah, we mourned her.
Yeah.
We dug a grave and played basketball on it.
Yes, you did.
Just grass
Yes.
basketball. out
Nothing
there.
in the rule book says dog can't play basketball.
Nothing in the rule book saying you can't play on the grave.
Nothing in the rule box says you can't play on a dog's grave.
So yeah, that's the story of Ginger. So anyway, Shadow, he sees her leave, and that's when they're like, no, something's wrong.
Right.
It's been too long.
It's been too long.
That was
Peter. Start of the way.
Peter.
So he's like, I'm going home, and that's
Yeah.
when you get the first great. They're like, he's crazy. He's a crazy old dog.
Oh, he's lost his marbles.
Yeah, and then he jumps over this fence on this very conveniently placed tree stump that's there, and they're taking off into the wild wonder. And I love it because they start their journey, and the cat and Chance are like, well, I guess we have to follow him just to make sure he doesn't die out there. But halfway through this field, heading for what I'm assuming is like the Sierra Mountains or something.
Yeah.
He's like, home is just over those mountains. We'll be there by dark. He just keeps saying.
Well, the best is they get to the
It's like
top.
I'll race you to the tree.
Yeah, and the best is they get to the top, and the cat's like, "Oh, Shadow."
Yeah, like, you jackass.
But she draws it out. She's like, "Oh, Shadow."
It is not right here.
It is not. We're in the Redlands.
We're done.
No, this is mountain range.
No,
Done.
we're in Yosemite.
They're literally in like the Sierra Nevada mountain range.
I think
There's
that's-
just mountains and mountains.
Yeah, and I think they do that because one of the next scenes is the kids are in school in San Francisco, and like the teacher like slaps the board of like, and here are the Sierra Mountains,
Yeah.
and
This is the second
let
longest
you
mountain
know.
range in the
In-
United States,
yes,
and blah,
yeah.
blah, 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 blah.
I think that's why she was giving context to be like, they're right here, and
Yeah.
she smacks that board.
And then strikes Peter, and he comes awake from drawing Shadow very poorly on a piece of paper.
I remember watching this movie and being like, hey, that's a pretty good picture. Now I watch it now, I'm like, that's dog
Looks
shit.
like I drew it now, because that's my artistic ability when it comes to drawing.
It's decent for, what is he, 12?
I don't know, but
13?
he acts like he's 75.
He
so.
acts, yeah, or like a toddler at times, dude.
Dude,
It's like,
I swear that the only one that doesn't have brain damage is Jamie.
did you hear that?
Dude, when before we didn't talk about this. Before she goes on the cattle drive,
Yeah.
she calls them and they're eating breakfast.
Oh.
And he gets on the phone, Peter,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Let me talk to Shadow."
I need Shadow. Let me talk to him.
So she puts the dog on the phone, and this jackass kid at like 13, 10, 11, 12,
No,
13, somewhere
middle
in there.
school. He's middle school for
13.
sure. So he's
Is
over
like,
10.
Shadow, I know I told you to be back this weekend, but we can't. It'll be next weekend, okay, bud? I'm sorry. I love you.
Well, the whole time, even the dog's like, I never understand a damn thing when they do
Dude,
this.
the line, that's the line. He's like, I never understand what they're saying when
Yeah.
they do this. I don't understand.
And the cat's
this is
like, and
ridiculous.
Sassy's like, just humor him. So he's
Yeah.
like, bark, bark, bark.
Well, he barks, and then he's like, "Oh, so happy!" I'm like, "Dude, this kid is brain damaged. Like, did he fall on his head? Did they drop him?"
Ever since
and
the day
then
he was born.
he turns to the sister.
Hope.
And
Yeah.
she's like, "What did he say?
Yeah.
Like,
Chance ate Sassy.
what the fuck is wrong with these children? Like, what did he say? It's a dog, you dumbass. He barked."
What'd he say?
And then and then he does the whole asshole move of like, he says Chance ate Sassy.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, you're silly. And he goes, no, he says Sassy loves it there. Like, what? What the hell
And
is going on here?
Jamie's sitting in the corner with pancakes like,
Yeah, he's like,
the
dude,
hell's wrong with
He's
you?
like, my siblings, bro.
I'm not a part of this family.
Like, is MTV invented yet? Like, I'm out of here,
am I
dude.
getting punked?
Jamie's sitting there going, you better keep an eye on Chance. He's going to fuck something up in your house.
Hey, he's gonna eat your shit.
He's going to eat your wedding cake that was
sitting
made
there
by
like-
your mom.
Yeah.
It's grandma's
Jamie
wedding
sitting
cake.
in the corner, just like, hope he does eat your cat. Hope he eats it real good.
Yeah, she sucks.
I hate your cat. When you leave the room, I try to get it.
I try to get it. You know, I almost got a cat the other day.
Oh, no.
Yeah. What happened?
I've been talking to this girl, and we have a deal that, like, if things go well between us, because she has a dog where she lives and she can't get cats. She likes cats, and I said, you know, we have a deal. If you know this works out, I'll get a cat. When you come to my place, you have a cat. And she was like, and because a cat, like, I don't have to be around all the time, and I'm gone so much that I can't keep a dog.
Right.
I have a dog. It lives with my parents because I can't keep it and feel good about it.
It's like the size of a
Right.
cat.
Yeah, but she can't be in the house that long, and I'm gone for several hours at
Or
a
she'll
time.
pee herself.
Yeah, so and I don't have the ability in any of my doors to put a dog door in, so I feel terrible just leaving her there. And but a cat,
Sure.
it'll be fine.
Oh, shit. It's a cat.
It's cat. You put a dog door in any house like here in Miami, you're also getting raccoon.
You could, yeah, for sure.
You're just
Or
like adopting everything.
possum.
Whatever. Yeah. Possum, raccoon.
Although if I could find a domesticated raccoon,
Yeah, you little
I
trash.
would freaking love
You
to
little
have
trash
one.
panda.
Like when they're wild, they freak me the hell out.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but I've seen like domesticated ones. The only real problem is they are true escape artists because
Yes.
they have like hands where they can like grab, not like paws. They have like
They got
fingers.
hands. Yeah.
She had man.
And then they'll open your refrigerator and like pull crap out.
Oh,
and, like
yeah.
they're super mischievous and
Yeah.
like that's why they call them trash pandas because they
Don't-
get into everything.
At the
Super
marina,
smart,
they
too.
have to put signs up like, please don't feed the raccoon.
Dude, when you pull the boat out at the marina here,
Yeah.
and you go over to the trash can, like you're waiting in line to like rinse the boat or flush the engines with the hose that they have out
Dude,
there.
they're everywhere.
They're just there at the garbage can, and I like go out to go put crap in the garbage can, and they're like, "What's up?"
Hey.
And I'm like, "Hey, bro, how's
You
it
can
going?"
put that in that garbage can. Just leave the lid up. I'm going to take it off anyway.
my one of my best friends, Kevin, lives in the Redlands, and he has a bunch of cats and outside like that just starts showing up, and like
Yeah.
now they live there.
Yeah.
And they're just like raccoons that'll come up, and I've seen them do like what you see on the internet, where they go and the food is out for the cats, and they're like, and they'll walk over, and they just take their hands and they pick up 2 handfuls of food,
Scoop.
and then they turn around and run off on their hind legs, holding the food out in front of him, and I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, like
thinks
Sly
he's-
Cooper.
He thinks
Yeah.
he's people.
Yeah,
But what I was
Sly
saying,
Cooper.
the story I was telling, she sent me these pictures of this cat, and I'm like, wow, that's a cute cat, and I don't like cats.
Oh, I thought you were going to be like, that's...
No, it was like a super cute
One of
cat,
those-
and then the
one of
cat
those
like
hairless cats.
I want a
cat.
I want a cat that behaves like a dog.
Yeah.
Like it loves people, likes attention, wants to be around you. I
There
don't
are
want,
some cats who are like
yeah,
that.
those are the cats that I've liked over my life. It's
Yeah.
the ones that are like, hey, I'm gonna like just knock this off the thing because you suck ass.
The ones that are like, hey, you're like, hey, you want to come over here and like, be a part of the family? They're like, no.
Yes, exactly, exactly. Or they just hide all the time, like they live under the couch.
You just see eyes. Like,
Yeah, we have a cat. I've heard him.
Yeah,
before.
he eats food.
Shit keeps showing up in the litter box, so he's still alive somewhere in
Exactly.
here. But it'd be funny if you were like, "Hey, I know we talked about a cat, but
What about a chinchilla?
How do you feel about raccoon?"
Oh, she would love it. Absolutely
The way
love
you
it.
talked about the raccoons in the dock is just like I imagine one of them like Don Ameche with one of those double-ended cigarettes.
exactly,
It's
dude.
just like, just leave the lid off. I'll tell.
I'm going to get it off anyway. I'm going to get it out of there. You know it.
save that for later.
I would love to get
God,
one of
dude.
those like Savannah cats. Have you ever seen those?
Oh yeah, like they're like this big,
They're
dude.
like huge, and they behave
Garfield?
like dogs. You can like
Like
train
Garfield?
them. Yeah.
It's like
No. That's but no.
That's a
like
fat cat.
our cousin breeds them.
Oh,
and
really?
Sells them.
Dang.
But she lives like
Hey.
middle of the country.
You know, has 2 thumbs and just learned that.
This guy.
This guy right here. You have family.
But as we were saying, Homeward Bound. Trey's like, we have cousins.
Oh,
Wait, what?
Where? Who? What?
Qua?
Let me tell you. Here's the deal. You guys,
Fox.
someone put the image of Shadow acting like Biden, and I do not want to make this a political show. I'm not, but that is a hilarious.
Yeah, you don't want to get me started.
Oh, like him falling through the boards and then him falling off the stairs.
What?
Or him smelling children.
Or just being like, we'll be there by dawn. We'll be there. Here's the deal. It's over the mountains.
This is not hyperbole.
We can see our house, and we'll be there by morning. We'll be there. It's fine.
I think he would be a great voice actor for Shadow.
I think he would have. Yes, if you want to
Homeward Bound 3.
recut Homeward
Lost in
Bound,
DC.
but overdub it with Biden quotes. And again, I'm not being
I
political.
didn't even mean to rhyme that. And it
Not
It
being political. God
You're a
bless
poet.
America.
You
God
didn't know
bless
it.
our country.
Do you hear what I said?
Everybody
I was like,
no.
Homeward Bound 3. Lost in DC.
That's right.
That might actually exist.
I think I have to pee.
Yeah. Okay, so back to Homeward Bound. Anyway, so they're coming up. They go over the mountain range, and they're like, "Holy shit, Shadow, you were wrong.
Yeah.
You're nowhere near the house."
And then you get all these like things of them, like Chance going into a log, and he's like, "What's that smell?" And you hear like leaves, and it
Starts
just
screaming.
skunk walks out of the thing.
He tells Shadow, don't go put your head in that log. Don't go over
I
there.
thought he was. I thought he was like, "Hey, you want a wild time? Go stick your head in the log over there. It smells."
And then like Sassy teaches them how to fish.
Yeah.
She's like, and got it.
Yeah.
And that's when you have like their first like danger encounter where like bear cubs try to steal Chance's fish.
Yeah.
Barking
He's like,
at the
"Get out of
bears.
here." What does he call him? He's like Winnie the Pooh or something,
Something
like that.
like that.
Yeah. Man, there's so many little lines there that
Yeah.
Michael J. Fox just threw in. It's just like, that's hilarious.
Well,
but you
the
gotta
really
keep it
funny
up.
part to me is that when the cubs steal his fish, they're black bears. And then the
Right.
big bear is a grizzly bear.
And it's Bart. It's good old Bart the bear,
That
man.
is a gigantic grizzly bear.
Yeah, dude, that's my nightmare. Honestly, is just
You
someone.
and Joe Rogan
no,
have
thanks.
the same nightmare.
Me and Joe could probably hang out on those because we just be like, someone's like, honestly, someone, our friend got married over in California, and his brother, who I know, was like, "Yeah, we're flying out there," and he told me the story of like they got lost on the way to the wedding venue, and in the middle of the night, he's like, we had to walk from where we drop our trash off to where we were staying, and he was like, it was a good like maybe like 300 yards or something like that, and he's like, it is pitch black, and I was like, there were probably bears looking at you.
Oh, there's
the
it in
entire
our
time.
in the house that my parents stayed in the summer in North Carolina. Like there's like my mom took a picture from the house. Bear.
Out the window.
No.
Down, like right down there.
Yeah. And people are like, oh, look, it's friend shaped. Why is it not friend? And you're just like, yeah.
Why did it maul me?
Dude, it's even scary because the bear that they're dealing with in the movie, that's a grizzly. That's a brown bear. And
Yeah.
like black bears are scary because they're bears and they're big, and especially if they have cubs, but grizzlies are like 900 pounds. They're massive
I think it's
animals.
a massive bear.
Absolutely would not.
The only thing that scares me more than a grizzly bear is polar bear. Because polar bear, it's
yeah.
like your food.
Well,
Yeah.
you know the rhyme, right?
Yeah.
It's black attack,
Yeah.
brown get down, white good night.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
So if it's a black bear, you're supposed to get as big as possible and make a lot of noise and scare the black bear away.
Right.
Brown, you're supposed to get down and play dead and hope that it doesn't attack you. And white, you're dead. Because there is no getting away from a polar bear.
can try.
There's no way.
Like they're 1,500 pounds and all they do is eat.
I want to be adventurous. I do. I wish I was like an outdoorsy, campy, like, oh yeah, let's go to this place. But there's bears there.
Or
Bears,
mountain lions.
I don't want to deal with.
There's a
Yes.
mountain lion in this movie later.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Like
Sorry.
they're terrifying. I used to watch this show called I Survived, and there was like stories of people riding their bicycles in California.
Yes.
And the mountain lions like jump down off the freaking rocks and bite their skull. Luckily they're wearing a helmet.
Yeah.
Or they like it would have just killed the guy instantly, like bam. And I'm like, okay, no, not good.
No, not going there.
I'm gonna be one of those dorks riding his bike on the side of Old Collar Road. No,
Not doing it. No.
only deep in the night.
While they're sleeping.
So they encounter bears. They're teaching how to fish. So this is a great line of like, you have to say it, like
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Cats
Cat-
drool, dogs drool.
Yeah. Yeah, and she's like, okay, there's your fish, and she's.
Oh, we
she's
didn't
feeding
talk
him.
about also when they're at the house, and the funniest thing that Chance does, where Hope is trying to put Sassy the cat on the seesaw, do the seesaw
it's
with
important.
her.
That's important to bring up because
Chance is watching, and he's like, "Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, you think that
Stalks
you
his
think
prey.
that you think that dogs are so stupid, huh?" And then he starts like crawling. He's like he stalks his
He's like
prey,
narrating his own thoughts.
gets by the bushes, and then and he's like, "Stupid, yeah, cats are so smart. She shouldn't even know how to stay." And as he takes off, Sassy runs up the seesaw towards the lifted side where Hope was.
Yeah.
And Hope backs up, and Chance jumps through the air, and right as he's about to come down on it, it flips the seesaw down.
Yes.
And he lands on it, and that cat takes off into the air. And the best part, such a funny joke that they did, where she lands in the sandbox safely, and she goes, "He threw me into the big litter box."
Yeah. And then the girl's like, "I'm going to tell mom." And the little kid's like, "That my dog did what? Jumped on the seesaw? Yeah, okay.
Prove it."
Like, you and Peter have brain damage.
Sorry, there was that Birdzilla line. I was like, I gotta look up what it was because he goes, "Ah, Birdzilla! I swear I'll never eat a McNugget again."
Yeah.
That's it.
And then later on, he's like, doesn't want to leave. He's like, "Let's just stay at the farm, guys."
Yeah.
And then
Like
the
the
turkey,
smartest thing he says the whole
and the
movie.
turkey comes back around the corner. He's like, Birdzilla returns. Wait for me. Wait. He knocks over the garbage can.
Can, dude. Well, like, so they spend their night out, and I remember as a kid being like, "This is creepy. This maybe this is what like settled in." I was like, "I don't want to be outside."
It gets really dark, and
I
you
don't
hear
wanna
like
be
the
outside.
hyenas.
Yeah.
And Shadow's like messing with him. He's
Yeah.
like, they're like, "What's that sound?" He's like, "Moose." And Chance is like, "Oh yeah, moose." And Sassy's like, "Well, it's okay. I'm safe up in the tree."
Yeah.
And
They
Chance
don't
is
climb
like,
trees.
"What's a moose again?" And he's like, "It's a big fang-toothed animal. Eats smaller animals in the night." And
It bites their tail. It
Bites
eats their
their
tails
bites
off.
their tails off.
The
and
sad
Chance
part is,
like, "Ugh."
I don't think he's messing with him.
No.
I think that's what he thinks
No,
a moose
I'm
is.
sure that's what he
Sure, that's-
but
yeah.
like even though a parent knows what a bear is, you don't have to be like, it's probably this giant 15-pound brown bear. It's gonna like throw you up into a ball and then roll you down a mountain. Like,
You know what I've thought about so many times, because we vacationed many years in a row at this house that Trey mentioned,
like
where my
playing
mom took the
manhunt.
picture of the bear,
North Carolina.
and we used to just play outside all over the mountain until
Hiding from each other.
You could literally walk outside, and since you're on the mountain, you just yell,
yeah.
and the echo would carry it down the mountain, and so they could just like, "Hey, dinner," and you could hear it like 3-4 blocks away. Blocks, because we were in the mountains, so I'm giving distance here.
Blocks of mountain.
But they would
Block
it
of
would
mountain.
carry all the way down, and then you just like, "Oh, time to go home." Like,
Yeah.
go back up and go to dinner. And now I'm up there, and I'm like, I have seen bear.
I have seen bear.
But at the same time, back then they used to cull the bear, so they would kill the bear. Like
now
if
they don't
bear
do
were
that.
everywhere, they would. But now, like, everybody's so environmentally friendly.
Bear a friend, not food.
And I get it, and I'm like supportive of it. But you can't let your kids free like they used to be.
because now there's bears.
Most
now
of
you
the
gotta
time,
wear body armor.
yeah,
we got
most
bears.
of the time the bears would stay away. But if they were with cubs,
yeah. No.
they're not gonna stay away.
That's why
Bear
when I
spray.
send my kids outside, I send them with a machete
Or bear,
or bear spray.
or bear spray.
Dude, I saw a guy on Instagram. You just made me think of this, where he was like all bloody.
Oh, God.
And he was somewhere in like Alaska or something.
Yeah.
And he, like a grizzly bear was with cubs, and she's like 80 yards away from him and starts charging him.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh," so he pulls out his bear spray and he sprays this bear, and it doesn't stop the bear, and he gets attacked. And luckily, it didn't kill him. But I'm like, dude. And he's like, "Yep, time. My internal organs are okay. My eyes are okay. Got to get to the hospital and see what else is wrong." But he was like showing his arms, and I'm like, and he goes, "I don't know what's under my hat," and he just had like blood on his face. I'm like, I'm not going in
his
the
skull.
woods ever again.
His skull has a hinge in it now.
We don't know. It was under the hat. He said, "I don't know what's under the hat."
He keeps candy.
Doctors don't even take your hat off. They
Yeah.
just sew the hat to your
Yeah, they're
head.
like, "Well, that's gonna keep it from
That's-
breaking."
that's-
I really
that's
hope you like
yours
that
now.
hat.
I really hope you're a Dodger fan. 'cause
Yeah,
I'm sure they'll come back. They'll have a great season sometime. They got it, right?
he's gonna be the next Fred Durst. known for his backwards
That's it.
Yankee hat.
All right,
But so now
it's montage after montage of them going through the wilderness.
And so they have to, at one point, they have to cross a stream.
Yes.
And Sassy doesn't want to get wet.
That bitch a river.
Well, yeah.
Sure.
That ain't no
Well,
stream.
where Chance and Shadow
It's
cross,
a calm part,
yeah,
but it's a river.
and
That's
so
a big ass river.
Sassy's like, no, I'm gonna go down and find this new way, and she finds like these stones.
I'm
It just doesn't want to get wet.
yeah,
what
leading up to
sassy.
leading up to a branch which she jumps on and it's fine, and then out of nowhere it's just like and snap.
Well,
Yeah.
out of nowhere, someone pulls the string, and the
Seriously.
poor
Because the branch doesn't break. It just
No.
like bloop.
rolls. Yes, it just like rolls over, and this poor. Well,
Cat.
it's a cat, but it's obviously when it's rolling over, it's a stuffed animal.
Yeah.
Like there's just certain just a few moments where you realize like that's a stuffed animal.
And there's a really
but you
big one
can't do
coming
that
up.
to
Yeah.
a cat.
You
Just
can't
throw
do
it
that
in a
shit.
damn
Absolutely
river.
not. Absolutely not. But like in
For a
terms of
movie?
like how we're gonna make the movie now, like
Yeah.
versus how they were making it then. Like I sent you that clip from Benji where it's a
Oh
wolf
my God, that's
chasing Benji,
so
and it
funny.
jumps over this hedge of bushes, and then they just literally like 3 people chuck a dummy wolf over this mountain, and it twists.
It's spinning like a helicopter through the
It's all
air.
way down.
So
I
funny.
gotta post that.
But,
Viewer listenership, I will
Yeah.
post that
Yeah.
because it's too good.
And so Shadow gets in the water to try to catch her, and nope, right over the waterfall. Meow.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah. If you want to see what it looks like for a cat to go over a waterfall,
I never
Homeward
understood.
Bound.
I never understood why she didn't just ride one of the dogs.
Yes,
That's
I
what-
thought that too.
Well,
I mean,
Yeah,
we wouldn't have had the moments
Shadow-
of the movie, blah blah blah. But
Yeah.
like she didn't want to get wet. Just stand
Shadow
on
was
Shadow's
even
head.
like Shadow was
Carrier.
even like, I'll come back and swim with you.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Just get on my back. Let's go.
It's her punishment.
What do you weigh? Like
It's her punishment for being a drag queen. That's
Yeah.
what it is.
a drag queen?
Or sorry, a drama.
Drama queen. Woo, this movie got weird.
God damn it.
Remember how the cat Sassy was doing those
I guess cats
super
drool.
high eyebrows?
Remember how that cat Sassy all of a sudden just shaved her head?
Yeah.
We went to brunch with her that one time.
Just go with it. Just go with it. Everyone just kept
So-
saying, just go with it.
I love how they mourn Sassy for like all of 5 minutes.
Yeah. Well, they got shit to do. They
Shadow
gotta keep
stands
going.
at like the bottom of the waterfall, and they're like, "We don't see her." Damn.
She's dead.
Well, and you get like
All right,
that's,
we gotta get home.
you're getting some of those like heart moments in there where even Chance
Yeah.
is like,
Shit.
"Oh, dude," like
Life
and it-
got real.
Yeah, it's the whole time it's this arc of bringing Chance. It's maturing the dog, like the he's a
Yeah.
puppy. He's a puppy
Yeah.
that you begin with, and slowly as the movie goes on and these real life moments happen to them. It's kind of metaphor for real life where like as you live, like these hardcore moments happen to you, these real things, and it starts to curb that innocence and that playfulness out of you a little bit, where it's still there and you can access it, but
Yeah.
it's like you learn that life is not always easy and not always fun, and sometimes you got to do things you don't like so much.
That's the unexpected journey.
That's the incredible journey.
Oh, sorry, the incredible journey.
Gosh, so close.
Damn it.
But yeah, so then they're
This son of a bitch. That's what it was.
That's the desolation of Smaug. Wait, what?
Oh, fuck.
Smaug.
Smile.
But they end up they're trying to fish and everything,
And not working.
dude, oh come on, where's Sassy? I'm so
Yeah, he's
hungry.
trying-
He's like begging, like
Shadow's trying to teach him how to hunt, and he keeps scaring off food. Like
the rabbits.
there goes the rabbit, there goes the pup, and there goes breakfast.
They're like, dude,
Breakfast.
if you would just sit still,
Yeah.
I could get this rabbit. Like, just Chance, stop. Like, no.
He's like, give me a second chance. He's like, that was your second chance. He's like, give me another one.
Well, like Sassy's one of her best lines in the middle, right before the river scene that Sally Field gets off is they're standing there and Shadow's like, dude, you can swim. Like, just swim across. And
She
she
can
goes,
swim.
she goes,
She can.
she's like, I don't have to. I have a note. And I don't know why that made me laugh. Maybe it was the cat's expression because, like I said, what's amazing about this movie is you have the great lines that are well read and they're comedic. And Sally Field's doing and Michael J. Fox doing their best voice work. But it's also these animals. Like,
Yeah, they're incredible.
Whatever they're doing to get these reactions and to deliver, like, and then to add like the line, like they're not out in the wilderness
I'd love
with
to
Michael J.
know-
Fox, They're not sitting there with him and be like, your dog, oh, he does that, and you say the line, okay, that kind of works. No, they're shooting as many of the scenes as they can, and then they're 6 months later recording it with Michael J. Fox and Sally Fields just responding to it and be like, that's the best.
Like filling the lines in on the takes that
and
they decided to use.
Going with that one. That's
I'd love to know how long it took them to film.
Yeah.
And to like this movie and the movie we're doing next week, there wasn't a ton of behind the scenes information like I normally try to bring.
Yeah.
You know, I try to do as much research as possible. Some of it was interesting. Some of it I felt like it's more fun to just talk about the movie and be silly about it. But yeah, I'd love to know because I've always heard two things in filmmaking: don't work with kids or animals. Because they're very difficult. Yeah. And after Waterworld, you don't film with water.
You don't film on the
water.
ocean.
No, water. No.
But, or is it don't film with Kevin? No, it's not Kevin.
No, I love Kevin.
No, Kevin's great. He's a good guy.
He's fun.
So they lose Sassy. Great. Sassy wakes up in the mysterious cabin in the woods.
No, well,
with the artists.
Like, so yeah, she's there. Yeah, he's following a bald eagle.
He's a bird watcher.
He's following a bald eagle.
First sighting in 3 months.
And he's way out in the middle of nowhere,
dude. Yeah,
that's some commitment because you can go to like a dumpster and find a bunch of bald eagles.
All during this time, the lady has come back from the cattle drive and found out like, oh shit, like I lost the dogs.
I lost them.
Yeah, because the guy's like, hey jackass, why did you take the animals? And she's like, hey jackass, why would I take the animals?
What?
They're not here. Yeah. So then they tell the kids, which I thought was very smart, like very cool. Like, you know, so many of these movies they try to like, let's hide it from the kids and we'll find the dogs and we'll do the thing.
Good point.
This was a cool, like, yeah, you go and you're honest with the kids. The dogs and the cats ran off.
And he treats his stepdad like shit. And
he does.
Like, it's not my fault. Your dog ran away. Dude. Blame your dog.
Well, it is his fault. They shouldn't have been in San Francisco so he could have 3 months in that hellhole of a job.
For so long.
Yeah. And didn't you know that your 14-year-old kid's like 75 years old and has this weird connection with this golden retrievver?
Didn't you know that the land of California is a beautiful sight? Yeah. It's tall trees.
The coast of California is a beautiful sight.
The tall trees.
Big tall trees. One more time.
Big trees.
Tall trees. Big tall trees.
I love the idea that you're probably going to just like this. Like, yeah, because they just kind of sounded down and be like, listen, Peter, your dog's probably dead.
Yeah.
But listen, we're gonna make
run away.
Yeah, but now we can make the basketball court full court.
Full court.
We can go full court basketball.
Yep.
Right over the dad, right over your dog.
Yep. We'll bury Chance and Sassy too. We could maybe get 2 courts out of this.
Oh, she's at least the 3-point line.
And we saw this dog up Seattle named Buddy. I'm going to try to get him.
Oh, Jesus.
You know the Jack Russell from Frasier? That's our dog now. You remember Moose?
He plays basketball.
He plays basketball. Sorry. Yeah. From Air Bud. The Air Bud and the Homeward Bound movies just colliding.
Homeward Bud.
Homeward Bud. Although, if you said, what movie should I watch? Homeward Bound.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And as much shit as I talk about Air Bud, I will reiterate. The first time you watch that movie, it is fun.
It's good. It's all right.
By the 4th time, you want to blow somebody else's brains out for making you watch this piece of shit about this kid's dead dad.
But so now the stepdad feels bad and he's made up like wanted posters and they
not wanted. Nope.
Reward posters.
Reward.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
Lost dog posters.
They want them.
I know, but wanted posters is like, hey, Curly Joe kills a bunch
Shadow
of people.
Kill the guy.
Yeah. Chance ate a blouse and ate a cake.
Yeah, that shoe was attached to a man, and that man is no longer alive.
True. Not with us. No, but that kid Peter, he goes like after school, goes down to the police department alone.
That police sergeant is a dick.
Yeah, that guy's like,
no, he's a normal person.
He's an adult man.
Dude, that kid comes in and he tries to tell this cop at 13, 14 years old.
That's true.
Hey, my dog is lost. And the cop's like, I don't give a shit.
But he's kind of like trying to like gloss over the fact that it's animals.
Well, yeah, he's trying to hide it because he is smart enough to know that the cops are not going to care
that your
dogs are gone. He's also not bright enough to know that you can't talk to a dog on the phone.
Yeah.
He's like, I keep going back to that.
like, officer,
There's book smart and there's common sense. He's book smart.
He got neither.
he's like, officer, I'm just here to publicly bitch for a minute.
Yeah.
Just
Well, and then the cop is cool because he's like, hey, go and we make flyers, do the thing. And it basically all that scene is doing is setting up the connection between the father and Peter.
Yeah.
Because
Ted
he
Danson.
realizes that the father had made the flyers.
Oh, he wasn't trying to
Why
kill my
did you
dog.
just randomly say Ted Danson?
Sorry, not Ted Danson.
Ted Bundy.
I said it and I said it and in my head I went, that's not right.
This isn't
that's
Cheers.
Not right. Robert Hayes.
Robert Hayes, yes.
Maybe I thought that Ted Danson would have been a better choice for that. Because
I don't know. I
again,
think he does a good job as the father.
Robert Hayes is fine, but it's like when
You
he's
only
like,
see Airplane.
I have a drinking problem, and he splashes water on his face. Like he doesn't know how to get water to his mouth, and like all the other shit from Airplane. Like that's the hardest disconnect.
Have you seen Airplane?
Yeah, long time.
Okay.
That's like my first cinematic
Yeah,
accidental
Shirley, you can't be
boobies.
serious. I'm
Like,
always serious.
Dude.
Don't call me Shirley.
Shirley can't be serious. I am serious. Don't call me Shirley. Dude, the part when he's like, "Oh man," like wipes a little sweat away.
That's him.
Yes,
Like a
that's
little
Robert
bit,
Hayes.
a little bit more, and it's like it's like a full-on hose running down his face.
Down the back.
But the best part of that, we got to go back to Homeward Bound. But the best part of that whole movie is when the two black guys are talking, and the old woman is like,
Jive.
What's up?" And she's like, "Oh, I speak jive." Yeah. And she just talks to them and they're like,
you gotta lay me some slack, Jack.
and they're like, all right. And they're like, high five and slap it out. And like she takes off.
I'm doing real bad on my bones, mama. Shit, sorry.
So
I
funny.
watched that movie a lot. So
That's a funny movie.
Well, so
great.
at
Both
the
were so
point
tired.
where Chance and Shadow are on their own, they're getting stalked by a mountain lion.
Yeah. Well, Sassy's laid up with
While Sassy's laid up with Bob the Builder over there.
No, Bob the Bird Watcher.
Bob Birdwatcher.
Yeah.
Burby Bob.
Yeah.
Birdie Bob.
Well, yeah. So he's looking at the eagle. Like I guess he followed the eagle there from the dumpsters because they're just bird trash pandas. They're scavengers.
They're kind of everywhere. Hey, that's
Yeah.
America's bird you're talking about.
Yeah, unless you ask Thomas Jefferson, he wanted the turkey.
I would have gone with the turkey. That'd be all right because you can
Except-
eat that.
It's Birdzilla,
Except
baby.
the bald eagle's beautiful.
Yeah, that's true. All right. Tommy
Turkeys-
J had some good ideas.
Turkeys are only beautiful when they're like
play a game.
doing their like.
Play game, good idea, bad idea.
But so he sees Sassy in this pile of crap, and he's like, "What is
He
that?"
thinks she's dead.
Yeah.
But he's like, "What is that?" And he goes over and checks it out. And honestly, if I looked at that pile of stuff, I would not. I'd be like, "Oh, look, it's a pile of sticks."
Yeah.
Oh, look,
But
it's
he managed to notice it was a cat,
Oh, look, it's algae.
and
Yeah.
he picks it up, and the cat's alive. Its heart's beating. It's
No,
purring.
it's like, man.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
purring. So he goes and he nurses her back to health, gets her warm, and takes care of her. And later, after the mountain lion scene, I guess happens
Yeah.
next.
They're barking because they beat it.
Well,
Yes.
yes.
Yes, that's
so
it.
basically, the mountain lion starts to chase Shadow.
Yeah.
And they set it up where Shadow has this idea from the earlier part of the movie with the seesaw.
Chance almost gets him killed.
Yes, of course he does, because that's what Chance does.
Yeah.
But they set him up so that they're on this giant rock that's a seesaw.
Yeah.
And Chance is waiting to make the jump and shoot the mountain lion off the side of a mountain. And
It's great.
Shadow gets to the point and he's like, "Now, Chance." And he's
There's a
like a butterfly.
And he's like, hey, get out of here.
and then he's like, "Chance, Chance," and finally he goes.
Yeah.
And I do like how they.
Hasta la vista, kitty.
Yeah, he's like, it's Arnold Schwarzenegger or something like that. He's never seen a mountain lion
Yeah.
before.
Dude, and those things are impressive.
And like the
That's
seesaw
crazy.
bit is a great way to kill him, but there's no way he weighs more than that mountain lion.
No,
So
I
that's-
didn't think that. Yeah.
He jumps down that seesaw, goes perp.
and not only that, but it's a giant boulder.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I like that
Anyway.
boulder.
I like
They
that as a
toss
nice boulder.
It's a nice one. But they toss a fake.
Oh,
mountain
that's a
lion off. It's
taxidermized
just
mountain lion.
great, dude.
And then they put a poor real mountain lion
Yeah,
in the water.
In the water,
And
yeah.
he's all pissed.
In the water. He's
The
fine.
wa-
He likes water. He's fine. He's fine. No, so they're celebrating and barking,
Barking up.
and
And
Sassy hears
Sassy,
them.
yeah.
Sassy's like, let go.
Yeah.
Meow.
But we forgot about the moment before that, or is that after when
The porcupine bit is after.
Okay, he gets bit by the porcupine, and then they find this girl.
That's after.
Okay, so they get back
they're
together.
all back together.
They find this girl who's lost in the woods.
When she's with the guy that helps her, and he's just sitting there in his little nice camp, and he's petting her, and then she hears the dogs barking. She goes, "Is that my boys?" And she runs off. And at the first time I watched it, I'm like, this dude just let this cat. And then I'm like,
just leave.
What is he supposed to do?
Yeah.
Like he has, like come back. Like, hey, well, you're gonna get killed out there. But he literally just has the only reaction that's really possible, where it's like, all right, see ya.
Bye.
Like,
Steer clear of the river.
yeah, like I'll never be able to catch you. Don't die.
Everybody leaves me anyway.
Yeah, seriously.
I don't know. No one likes to hang out with
Careful,
me.
that eagle may pick you up.
Maybe one day I'll be looking at birds.
No, he's hoping that the eagle finds Sassy so he can get good shots of
It's
the
like,
bird.
oh man, that bird's carrying that cat. Oh baby.
There he goes.
We call that
Real quick bird watching note. Have you guys ever watched The Big Year with Steve Martin and Jack
no.
Black? Go watch it. It's a bird watching
Big
movie.
Year.
And it's Owen Wilson too. Really weird that I'm making this suggestion. Great movie.
Okay.
Good
The Big
for
Year.
something.
I think it's
know,
The Big Year.
This is all about what are we doing over Thanksgiving break when after
maybe-
you're done
maybe.
eating. After you're done, with the whole celebration of turkey, what are we watching?
Beekeeper.
We're watching Homeward Bound. We're watching Beekeeper. And what is
Jason
it?
Statham.
The Big Year.
The
Wait,
Big
Jason.
Year.
I'm pretty
Statham.
sure that's what it's called. The Big
I'm gonna
Year.
look it up. Yeah, Owen Wilson, Jack Black, and Steve
Martin.
Martin's in there.
It's a movie about bird watching, but it's a great movie.
That
It's
sounds
really entertaining. I was because I remember when it came out, and I remember seeing the previews and being like, "What the hell? You want me to go?" Now those are three good actors. I enjoy their movies, but you really want me to go watch a movie about bird watching? Yeah, you got me, dick face. Anyway, back to Homeward Bound. So then
They go celebratory fishing.
Yes,
Yeah,
they
well-
eat a bunch. Yep.
Yes, they're like, "Dear, for the love of God, Sassy, can you feed us? We haven't eaten since you left."
We have no instincts at all being out here. You're the only one who can help us.
Chance keeps ruining everything.
Father help.
Father help.
Wow,
Yeah.
it's been a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I
they-
said that in a minute. Yeah.
So they eat all this fish, and Chance is like, "What the hell is that?" And
Oh,
he follows
yeah,
the
dude.
porcupine,
Yes.
and he keeps trying to sniff it, and it.
Well, he says to it, assume the position.
Yeah.
You know how this. I smell you. You smell me.
Yeah, I smell you. Smells me. Come
You know
on.
how this works.
We're fine. Yeah.
And he spikes him, and he's like, he bit me with his butt. And
Have you seen in real life when dogs do that, where they'll go and mess with a porcupine,
no, dude.
and they look just like that, but it's like so many of the time it's their entire face,
Oh,
and
no.
it's out to here.
yeah,
like the
because
quills.
the quills are really long.
Dude, it's crazy looking.
Well, I heard I was watching that, and my wife was like, "You know how to get those out, right?" And I was like, "No." And he's like, "You gotta apparently you gotta twist, push, and then pull, or something like that."
Because I think they're barbed.
Yeah, they'll. So she was like, "Yeah, you got to push a little
like
and
a fish
twist
hook.
and then get it out."
That's why when Sassy tries to bite him and pull him out, she can't.
Okay, but all she does is bite his lip. She doesn't.
Well, she's trying to bite him.
Yeah.
She's not very good
But
at
man,
it.
to get a dog to sit still and let another cat bite this dog's
Well,
face.
yeah, you have old Shadow there. Like, stop, stop.
More like
Stop. Peter will
Pup,
be
she's-
disappointed in
Guess
you.
what? Here's the deal.
Fuck,
$40 for pizza.
$40 for pizza.
Fox, just let him pull the quills on your face.
So they
then they go walking off and they hear some sniffling and
Yeah.
Shadow goes to check it out.
Oh god,
But
this
Chance,
moment, dude.
But Chance is so over it at this point. He's like, I don't care. dude.
Yeah.
Like, just
Well,
wanna
not only
go
that, but this
home.
poor dog
Let
is
me die.
Yes.
Just
He's
let-
got 10 porcupine quills poking out of his face.
yeah,
And
it's-
that's what it is. They come across another river.
yeah.
And
He's like, I'm not getting in the
Sassy's
water.
like, it's just a little water. It's not that bad. And he's like, easy for you to say.
Yeah.
Like lays down on the ground. And I'm like,
He's
oh my gosh, this poor dog.
He's
I'm
ready
not-
he's ready to have basketball.
He's like, I'm not.
That's
yeah.
right.
He's like, I'm not getting in that water.
So, but they find this poor little girl, and she's so sweet. And I was like, dude, this part, I was texting you guys. I was like, this is moment number 4 that I've teared up.
Yeah.
I was gonna save it till the end. But since you brought it up, funniest part of this movie to me had nothing to do with the movie. It was when we decided what movies we were doing in our group chat, and we start watching them separately. And one day, Matt texts us, and he's like, "Oh, look, here we go."
Yeah.
And it's him starting Homeward Bound, and then he goes, "You guys are gonna have to give me a cry count on this movie." And then every few minutes, we were getting a text message from Matt with timestamps from the movie of when he cried, and I'm like, "Yep." This movie's a tearjerker, that's for sure.
But dude, I was like 15 minutes into this movie, it's killing me. And then I was like, yeah, when they meet him, it's 56 minutes in, and it's when they meet the little girl that's lost, and the little girl's like, doggy, like poor Shadow's like, yes, good dog, good dog. And I was just like, she's a good dog, damn it.
He's a good dog.
He's a good dog. This is gonna take care of you. And they do it. It's like they're like, we gotta keep her warm and food and forage.
Yeah.
Yep.
So this little girl's lost.
And there's a search party.
Going on, and they go and they find it and they reunite. And the search party people are like, wait, I know these dogs from the wanted posters, because that was a smart move.
He said it too.
Sorry, from the Flyers search.
Hey, you can call them one poster all you want. I just think it's funny.
These are the outlaws.
Yeah,
These are the outlaws. These killed Zoe.
Hey, that's the murderer we've been looking for.
This is the Hop Along gang.
It's a good thing we found this girl alive.
Yeah.
Before they got
Good
to
thing
it,
she wasn't wearing boots.
So Chance and they get rescued and they take into a pound, which this is like the most evil looking veterinary hospital logo
No, it's a pound.
you've ever seen. Okay, it's a pound.
It's an animal shelter. She's like, they're going to take him to the blah, blah, blah animal shelter on Route 85.
It's this harsh, like, it's
a Doberman with red eyes.
Yes,
That's what it is.
and it's like, oh, it's no wonder they wanted to leave. I wanted to leave. I don't want to go there. Like, this place at all.
Chance's reaction is like so funny. He's like, we're going home. They took us to the bad place.
The bad place.
He's like,
Well, and it's funny because Shadow, again, is like,
Calm
no,
down.
we're
Calm
good.
down.
Like they've got us. The people are here to help. But Chance has been through this before.
Yeah.
Like they're wearing
Finally.
uniforms. This is bad.
I've seen this movie all the time.
Then they take him to the pound, and he's like, again, this is really bad.
No good.
But then, it's funny I like how they did it, how they worked it, where Chance happened to be the one that got the quills in his face. So he's freaked out about going into the back room where when he was at the pound, that's where they took the animals to kill them.
Yeah.
Right.
He's like, oh, cats and dogs went into the back room and they never came out
never
again.
saw him again.
And so Shadow goes to his thing, and then he's trying to help Chance. And what freaks him out is they open the door and immediately put a muzzle on him.
Yeah.
And he's like,
on
what
a
the
golden
hell?
retriever,
But
dude.
not only that, but like, these are sweet animals.
Yeah, the dog has not been the dog just helped you rescue a tiny child.
Yeah, if you're worried about this one biting
It's because he
you?
was on a wanted poster.
Yeah, that's why.
Right.
Murdered
Because he was part of the
6.
Hopalong gang.
The Hopalong.
Hey, look, it's Hop Along Gretzky.
What was the name? Was it the Apple Bottom Gang?
No, those are jeans.
Those are jeans.
Oh, you beat me. I was so close. God.
No, there was
I
one.
kicked my mic voice. I was like, no. Father, help.
No.
Shit.
No, there was. It was some movie with Don Knotts, and
I
it
don't
was a
know.
Disney movie. He's like the Apple something gang. Apple Dumpling Gang.
The Apple
That's
Dumpling
it.
Gang.
Apple
That's what it is.
Dumpling Gang.
Close.
Those murderers, Don Knotts. Apple
That's right.
Anyways.
Don Knotts, a murderer.
Oh God!
I was in the Apple Bottom gang.
with the boots, with the burr.
Yeah, that song doesn't make any sense because that girl is wearing 2 different pairs of pants and 4 pairs of shoes.
But everyone in the club is looking at her.
Yeah, I mean, I
That's
would
why.
be too.
Yeah.
She's got. What does she have? Like pants on her arms and
something wrong with her.
shoes on her hands too.
Be like, listen, I'm
Maybe he's talking about
Apple bottom
We'll take her home.
jeans, boots with the fur, and then later
Baggy sweatpants,
baggy
Reeboks
sweatpants
with
with
the
the Reeboks with the straps. Like, what's going on here, bro?
Is this the same chick? This
Yeah,
might be
it's
the
different nights.
No, same night.
Yeah, she changed.
Is that what you're wearing?
Yeah. Hold on.
Anyways, we're getting so sidetracked.
Sassy has a great part where she Scooby Doo's like this weird looking dude. Like, did you?
Yeah, because Shadow tells her to get out of there.
Yeah, she's like, get out. And
She runs into the woods.
Yeah,
But
he's
that
like,
guy
but he's like,
is
here,
like-
he's like, here, kitty, kitty. And she's like, no, dummy, dummy.
Yeah.
Dummy.
That's exactly how I feel cats are.
Yeah, like,
Dogs, they're like,
Dumbass.
I might
wait,
come over there. The cats are like, you're so
don't
dumb,
fuck
dude.
yourself
You know when I'm gonna come over there?
Slow head turn.
when I'm damn good and ready.
no.
Yes, bitch.
Bitch.
And then they just like,
Yeah.
son of a bitch.
It's like that cup was perfectly on the table. Not anymore, bitch.
Just knock this shit down.
Gonna reach the
That's for you.
spits on it.
Well, then so then yeah, like but
They
Matt
were
was
pulling
saying,
the quills out of his face.
yeah, and Shadow's freaking out.
Shadow's like, oh my god,
they're
they're Sassy, they're killing us.
hears him screaming. He's like, just kill me. Just kill
Just
me.
let
They're
me die.
torturing him.
Just let me die.
So
And the nicest one in the whole thing is the vet. He's like, oh man, these are in there deep. We gotta get.
well,
these
they're
out.
all nice. It's just the fat guy's kind of dumb. That's what
Well,
really
and the
all
guy
it
who
is.
puts the muzzle on his face for no reason.
Well, yeah, they're just kind
Throw
of
it
That
down,
dumb.
I
was
guess.
just that was probably just what set the tone off wrong. Like for dogs to be like, what the hell is this place? What are we
Well,
doing?
and Sassy's getting catcalled by the other
By
dog.
the other dogs.
Hey, dog, hey. Why are they all from New York? They're out in California.
$40 for pizza. Come on down here. But yeah, so
They Scooby-Doo the fat guy.
Scooby-Doo's, yeah, Sassy Scooby-Doo's fat guy in a great way. She just goes across like the hallway again and again. And then again, like she like,
Gotcha.
yeah, but like it double tricks it because she goes this way and then she immediately comes out the same way on the other hallway. And I thought, this is hilarious.
Yeah.
This is great.
So they get away.
You
and
could just
then-
hear the Benny Hill music playing in the background.
Yeah. And then as they're getting back towards home, they
They call the family, and the family's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they leave, and
Shadow's like,
they
"What?"
do the whole like super tense moment with Chance trying to get out of the gate, and
Yeah.
the collar's caught, and the guy's even grabbing the dog, and
Yeah.
he gets away at the last second. And oh man, cool! You get the epic Homeward Bound
Yeah.
music. Oh, I love that Homeward Bound music. But
And
then
Need a
it shows
remix.
the family,
and they're right there.
and
Yeah.
they're like 5 minutes away. Well, it turned out they were hours away,
Yeah.
but they're on their way, and they're singing.
Ooh, ee,
Chee chee
ooh,
bang,
ah,
bang.
ting, tang, walla, walla, bing, bang. Ooh,
Like,
ee, ooh, ah, ting,
Like, wow,
walla,
y'all
walla,
are
bing.
total dorks. Like your whole family,
White people.
like have you?
Bunch of doors.
I hate to be that I hate to represent, but I do.
The one time Matt's like, haha, fuckers.
I used to think though, you know, it's funny. I was at you remember Piccadilly?
Yeah.
The cafeteria down here.
I was just talking about that with my parents.
So good. I wish they brought those back.
There's
Anyways,
one
No way.
up
Where?
by Dolphin Stadium
Oh,
or
we're-
Hard Rock Stadium.
Going.
I gotta find it.
Going. Anyway, so Piccadilly. We came out for lunch one Sunday afternoon, and this guy was sitting there, and he spoke Spanish to me, and I didn't really respond. And my dad was like, "Oh, sorry, he doesn't speak Spanish and everything." And I looked at my dad, and I was like, "Yes, I do." And I looked, and I turned to this Cuban man, and I went, "Ooh, ee, ooh, ah, ah."
Oh my god!
I was.
You
like
know what? You know what he was thinking when
Yeah.
you did that?
Oh, yes, brain damage.
White people.
Oh, he has brain damage. He's Peter from Homeward Bound.
no.
Yeah, he was like, I bet he has a dog named Shadow.
This one goes and he gets the mail, and that's
Yeah.
all he does. No, but he laughed. He thought it was funny.
Where'd you
And
get
so
that
they-
chi, Danny?
I say
Yeah,
I
we
was
had
6,
me
but
come
I was
at
15. So,
And apparently they
was
took
2
him
weeks
to
ago.
It was 2 weeks
apparently
ago.
they took him to an animal shelter like right by where they live because these guys go over like the next ridge and it's boom town. And so they're walking
true. I
across
didn't
the
even think about that.
Yeah.
They're walking across the train tracks and
Yeah.
then
Well,
Shadow
she does say in the earlier on in the movie, they're going to be headed home.
Yeah.
Right.
They're going to try to go home.
Yeah.
And Shadow talks about how he's got like a sense for these things, and even though he's like on the other side of the Sierra Nevada mountains,
Yeah.
he's like, I can feel that home is this way.
I'm going home. Jingle, 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 whiskey.
Yeah. Somebody get me more cigarettes. So they pull up and the dogs and cat are gone, and another heartbreaking moment for these children where it's like, we found your dog, they're gone.
Oh, they're not here.
Yeah.
We
and-
really
and-
don't want to go home with you.
Yeah, and Hope is like, we gotta find him, and the mom says,
Now
it's
he
been
just-
hours.
they just gotta
Like
go
they
home
could be
now.
miles from here.
Yeah.
so then they leave, and I guess they just went home.
Yeah.
Because they didn't go back to San Francisco.
No, they were like, we're done there.
Yeah, like fuck that
They had a
noise.
great moment when like they're all excited because like we found them, and the little boy's in the play holding the pumpkin. And he goes, yay! And just chucks that.
Sorry about the
thing.
magic pumpkin.
We'll replace it.
Yeah.
We're moving next week. We're not replacing that pumpkin.
We're not even coming back for this trip.
I don't know who that woman is.
I
She's
don't
never
know.
seen me.
We
We're
told
going
you
right home.
We told you not to make him the lead in the play because we're leaving.
What about that? You seen that thing? Where
Yeah, like what?
yeah.
I didn't even think about that.
Kid's been there 2 weeks. He's the best actor in the class.
Everybody else
done.
sucks.
He's the Haley Joel
Be like-
Osment of his
Be
group.
like, really? Because your brother and sister
He
like
has
have
AIDS.
brain damage. Yeah.
Right.
Tom Stitch. Everything he says is Tom Hanks. Everything he says is a stitch. I have AIDS.
No, I was talking about
We're referencing for
No, I
who's
know.
listening, dude.
That's from Family Guy
Texas
too.
Ranger.
For folks to keep up, we're referencing Walker, Texas Ranger.
Fuck that. Just listen to our show. You'll know
just-
exactly
just
what we're
walk
talking
it
about.
back. I just
Walker
want you
told
to
me I
know.
had AIDS.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was on Conan. Okay, so it's not just us, but it was on Conan. Okay,
And it
yeah.
was an episode of Walker, Texas Ranger.
And it was, yes. And but I thought that was so funny though. There, he's like, "Well, we'll replace it," and I was like, that made me think of that scene. I don't know if it's a movie or just something on YouTube where the kids like they call an exam, and then everyone's like, bring it to the table. And he's like, and this guy like waits, and he's like, oh, like I'm not accepting your exam, and the teacher's like, because you waited, you went too long, and the kid's like, do you even know my name?
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, you're this, and so he just grabs all the papers and throws them in the air and just runs out. I was like, yeah, that's a great idea.
Brilliant, dude.
What movie is that?
That is
I
brilliant.
gotta find it
It's going to bother me now.
yeah, it is. It's
Next week. We'll have it for you next
We'll
week.
get it next week.
I'll have
Anyway,
it
It's got to be like Slackers.
You're a slacker.
Maybe.
McFly, slacker. But
Sorry.
so they're getting back to the town and they're crossing the railroad tracks and Shadow hits. He's like, just
Yeah.
a few more miles.
They're like,
And
we just got to get on the other side of this train yard.
Yeah, and he hits a bad piece of wood and whoop, down into the
And
mud.
that was the next moment that Matt cried.
I sent it too. Hold on, I had a time.
And that is
as well.
that is the
Yeah.
saddest moment of
So
the
the
whole
dog
movie.
like injures his leg. Shadow injures
Well,
his leg. And
He's
Chance-
just laying in the mud at the bottom of this pit. And Shadow has been the heart of this group the entire time.
and they're trying to like will him
It's an
up.
hour 10 and 56 minutes,
Yeah.
56 seconds.
And so they're trying to like will him up this place where it's not as
dog.
steep.
yes.
It's the most heartbreaking image you can have.
Yes.
Sorry. Yeah. So it's too steep. It's too
Yeah.
muddy. Yeah.
And so Chance like jumps down into the mud and he's like, "You've been pushing me this whole trip, and now I'm pushing you." And Shadow's like, "Do you think I want to be here?"
After he tried
Yeah.
to come up,
He's like, "You
several
think
times.
it's easy for me? I'm just too old."
Chance's line, I actually found it. He's like, I'm not gonna make you. I'm not gonna make you quit. Not now. Not when we're this close. Now
Yeah.
try again. And you're just,
He's like, "I'm too old."
oh yeah. He's like, I'm done.
just heartbroken.
Yeah.
He's done.
And so then it cuts to the house, and they're about to go inside for dinner, and then they're like playing basketball outside.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
dug the graves,
Yeah,
I guess.
they were ready.
but
Put up the tombstone.
Jamie
play some
stops.
basketball.
Jamie
Jamie's like,
stops
"You hear
'cause
that?"
He hears
Yeah.
he hears a bark in
Yeah.
the distance, and it's so far away. It's almost like
like
almost
you're
like otherworldly. Like,
Yeah.
was it there? Was it not?
Ooh,
and
you're going
he
deep.
he takes a moment and like looks and he's like, "Did you hear that?"
Yeah.
And then the bark's louder and the bark's louder.
Chance, come here, boy.
Yeah, and then
They're
Chance
already
comes
like discounting
flying
this kid.
over this hill.
Yeah, but they're already like walking out discounting
Like
this.
this
Oh
idiot.
no, Jamie! Remember, your dog's dead,
Yeah.
honey.
And Jamie's like,
Remember, we just
"Remember-"
played basketball.
And
On it.
Jamie's like, "Remember, you guys are the ones with brain damage." Okay.
You're the idiots who wanted to talk to him on the phone.
I want to talk to him in person.
Yeah. Yeah, you should have done that and pointed at the hill, and the Chance comes running over the hill. Like, hey, guess what?
Jamie just goes like
Chance.
this, and Jamie just goes, "And dog."
Doo-doo-doo. Great music, dude.
And then they're
Get
like,
sassy.
and then you get Sassy, and then everybody's turning around, and even Chance and Sassy are like, "Nope, nope, nope, nope." And then sure enough, here comes hopping along old man.
Well, they pause for so long.
Yes, dude.
Feels like an
Oh.
eternity when you're a
Well, and
kid.
then Peter's the only one that's like turned towards the house. The rest of them are like,
Peter's like walking
He's
out,
done.
Yeah.
and then he's like, "Oh no, he was just too old."
First dad.
His dad now.
All right, somebody get the basketball.
He's going into the basement to dig up his old life.
Well, then Shadow comes limping over the hill,
Yeah.
and I thought that was so cool how they got the dog is trained to limp.
To limp. Yes, that's the image. That's the last text I sent you was, "Damn it, Shadow, I'm done. This movie is too much. Damn it."
Yeah.
Period.
And then you get the big reunion scene, and everybody's hunky dory again.
Hanky dory.
Everybody's
and of course,
honky donkey again.
And then of course they get inside, and that's where we're assuming it's Thanksgiving.
Turkey.
And that's where Birdzilla is on their table.
I gotta say that's probably, she was like, "Sorry, I lost your dog.
Here's your thing.
Here's a turkey.
Here's a turkey.
Sorry, I lost your dog. There.
Give me 5 minutes," and you just hear,
No, not even. She already arrowed it.
"Oh, it's already done."
She's like, "Sorry, I lost your dog."
Did I mention I was a champion shot put?
The hammer throw.
Yeah, it's a hammer throw.
Just snaps the turkey's neck.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, we're like very long into this episode, so
Love this movie.
thank
though.
you so much
Love this movie.
for joining us. Go check it out. Enjoy it for Thanksgiving. If you haven't seen it, Disney Plus has it
It's on.
for free.
It's on.
Homeward Bound.
Homeward Bound 2's up there too.
Yep, it is.
And
So
the
is The
original.
Incredible Journey. So is Benji. There's a lot of dog movies that you could go check out. But we appreciate you guys listening, as always. Thank you so much. Remember to comment, like, subscribe. Click that notification bell. Check out the Sunny D's. Sunny D vodka seltzers. They're delish.
The D.
But check us out on YouTube, Spotify, all where you find your podcasts. Be sure to like, comment. We can't ask you enough to comment because
Love your
we
comments.
would love to participate with you guys. And things you like, things you don't like, things you want us to cover in the future. Remember, we're down to do like series and everything. It'll just be more time because they require a lot of effort and time, which I'm totally down to do. But we can't thank you guys enough for listening. We really appreciate all of you, each and every one of you, especially Grippers and her birthday. Happy birthday. I know it's earlier in the week, but when we recorded this, it was before your birthday.
Give us a rating on Trey's
On the Grippers. But check us out, nostalgialandpodcast.com.
Yes.
And on Shopify, we are Nostalgialand Shop.
That's it. Yep.
Oh,
Etsy.com.
on Etsy.
Etsy.
Bam.
Etsy. Boom. Yeah.
Thank you so much again. And until next time,
I'm Matt.
Trey.
and I'm Tyler. Cowbunga.
Now we're run down.
There you go. I'm your Huckleberry.